Hello everyone, it is me, GamePenguin21, and today we are going to be talking about Kick and Twitch. Oh boy. So, what is this whole Kick v Twitch scenario that's been happening right now? Well, some people decide that they're on the Kick side, some people decide that they're on the Twitch side. To me, personally, I stream on Twitch, mainly because it's the easiest thing, and I already have the whole infrastructure set up. But I'm not committed to it. Much like how I'm not committed to most of the platforms and social media stuff that I am talking through to you today. But again, if this YouTube channel disappeared tomorrow, I'd probably be upset about it. But at the same time, I don't know if I'd be able to want to continue or anything like that. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. Unsure. But as of right now, the Kick v Twitch drama is starting to kick off kind of well, and I just kind of wanted to talk about it. To be quite honest with you, I, again, don't really care too much, but I only care enough to really make this video and just give my own personal opinion on it. So we're going to be looking at a few clips here today, two of which from Pokimane, one from XQC, and one from another one who I think is called like Hampson or something like that, something with an H. But these four clips here basically kind of tell a very weird but interesting story. Now, I've talked about Pokimane before, so we're going to start with her. And she has two clips in this one because, well, there's been a lot she has to say about this. So, what happened? Well, in the short, XQC, the person that we will be looking at later in this video, took a deal with Kick. And I believe that the Kick deal was about $10 million, which, by the way, great on XQC for getting some good money out of this thing. Because with Twitch's whole not looking like it's the most stable platform in the world, yeah, you might want to do something about that. But again, with Kick and other streaming platforms merely existing, it should improve Kick, or it should improve Twitch, not, make it a detriment to the other stuff. So we'll look at the first clip. This clip was taken a couple weeks back and is the shorter of the two clips that we will be looking at today. She reacted to XQC's, I guess, $100 million non-exclusive deal with Kick. I guess I misspoke before. I don't know. I'm not a freaking dictionary. Let's watch this, shall we?
Keep doubting Kick. It's already taken over. Fire emoji. Respectfully, people that say stuff like this, you don't understand that Kick makes Twitch money. Like, Kick is using Twitch's services. And if Twitch really wanted, they could just stop giving these services to Kick. But right now, they're just sitting back like, thanks, I guess.
Okay, so is what she said false? No, actually. Twitch does give out services to Kick, and Kick does use those services. Now, you're saying that they can just cut this off whenever they want to. Number one, why? If Kick is making Twitch money, and Twitch makes money off of Kick anyways, why would they stop giving them the, financial benefit? Like a financial benefactor that they're going to stop giving money to. What? How does that make any sense, first of all? Second of all, while what that person said might have actually been trolling, we're going to take it as him not trolling and him actually being serious. Kick itself is a good-ish platform, from what I can tell. It's not as big as Twitch yet, but it merely existing is helpful. It's the same thing that I have when VAC, or when the, not VAC, but when the when EAC came to VRC and everyone was talking about other platforms other than VR chat. It's the same thing with other competition in that same space for a similar price, but having a lot of the same small but tight-knit community, as well as having the ability to really be flexible and work to the consumer. That merely existing can and will eventually, maybe, improve platforms if the devs aren't fucking stupid. Which we'll get into in a little bit. But we continue.
Also, honestly, I don't really care that much.
If you didn't care, you wouldn't make the statement, or you wouldn't stand by the statement to make the video. Well, it shouldn't make the video, someone clipped it, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, AWS is Amazon and Twitch is Amazon, so In a way, it is. In a way, it is.
By the way, can I just say, like, is this her actual content? Her just kind of being in a microphone like that? Again, it's not that bad of content, but I'm fairly certain that she normally has music, so maybe the music got copywritten. Again, I pulled this clip off of places, so unsure. But as of right now, in all honesty, that's pretty much the end of that clip. And what else do I have to say? She seems a little salty that other people are getting these huge, big, non-exclusivity deals for a metric shit ton of money. But this is the second clip that I wanted to talk about. And this clip is actually more substantial and actually has a lot more depth to it. And has a lot more information and things that we can glean from it. So let's continue.
Nope. No, and it's not because I got like $10 million. It's just because I'm good as I am.
Okay, for context purposes, the thing that she highlighted was someone asking of if you would join Kick for $10 million. Now, she says no. And we're going to get into her reasoning in a little bit. But speaking from a personal standpoint, if I got $10 million for anything, I'd probably take that deal. I mean, I need the money and stuff like that. And again, expenses and things has to be paid. Just saying. Most people would, but we're going to see her reasoning for not taking that deal because she can have her own opinion in this context. I'm not going to explain why that opinion is right or wrong because it's her opinion. It's what she would do.
Why would I compromise my morals and ethics for more money when I have money? Something about that is so cringe to me personally. Like, I understand, you know, if you need to make money, right? For me to do cringe shit when I have I can't.
I mean, you already kind of are in that context because you're basically live streaming and recording your whole life in front of these bunch of people. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm any better, obviously. I mean, I put a lot of my life online, and honestly, I do cringe stuff all the time. I just own it, and I just say, hey, I was cringe. We move on. But she is trying to say that this is all about her ethics. And if it goes against her ethics for whatever reason, fine. I understand that. But here's the deal. And here's the thing that I think she and a lot of the people who are defending Twitch in this context are not understanding. Number one, being a streamer has now become a big business with a lot of money flowing through it. Some people want that money. And when people want that money, that's when corruption and stuff like that happens. Now, am I going to say that Twitch is the good guy and Kick is the good guy and Twitch is the bad guy? Not necessarily. Kick has its own problems, and those problems are probably being addressed as we speak. But they're doing it to the best of their ability. They're a small team. And I will always defend some of the smaller people out there. But she's trying to say that it is a matter of ethics, that she will not destroy her ethics and do, quote, cringe shit for money. Honey, you are a live streamer. Do cringe shit, get the money. Full stop. You already do stuff that other people think is cringe, much like this clip is pretty cringe. And I've said cringe so much that right now it's lost all meaning, and my dyslexia and my lisp seem to be kicking in for whatever reason. In any case, the thing is, Pokimane, and to everyone watching this, again, it's not about money. It's not even about the money or the ethics or anything of that nature. It's about job security. That's one of the main big things here. This is a similar situation to when Ninja, one of Twitch's biggest platforms, signed an exclusivity deal with Mixer at the time. Everyone always talked about how that was a bad how that was a bad move or something like that, or that just was awful. But here's the thing. it's a good move, especially for XQC. I mean, he made a fuck ton of money. That money might be paid out to him over time and in installments and stuff. And if Kick were to go under, I'm fairly certain that they wouldn't have to pay him out completely because they don't necessarily have that money or whatever. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Not important. What is important is that Kick made their decision. And also, it's a non-exclusivity deal, meaning that he can still stream on other platforms. Kick knows they're in a good prime position to pay for this guy, to pay for XQC and pay for a big streamer. And again, they were mostly offering, in a kind of mini format, the whole thing with offering other people deals for this. But here's the thing. Again, it's not always about the money. For some people like me that understand the memes, and, it is kind of about the money at this point, because I would like to make this a job, if I could, but I know that that's a pipe dream at this point. But, again, it's not about the money. Being a streamer, an independent streamer at that, has very little in the way of job security. Very little. One wrong misstep, one tiny accusation, and you're gone. Without failure. Like, people have destroyed careers based on the mere utterance of words in a specific context. So you're telling me, right, that you would not give up your morals for anything. Some people would. Not everyone is Pokimane, apparently. This whole perfect Twitch stream. And for someone like her, it would be easy to move over to Kick. But for someone like me, it would be much harder. So, again, it's about the perspective. And that's what she's not understanding in this context. That's what a lot of people that here don't understand about in that context. Again, it's not about the money. It's not about the fact that he was paid and he had to, quote, give up on his morals. Not that there, again, morals were involved in any point in this conversation. You don't have to simp for a corporation because you are their, quote, employee or whatever. I don't simp for YouTube. Fuck, I sometimes hate YouTube. I sometimes hate the platform that I'm working on. But at the same time, I still work with them because it's the lesser of a few evils. Now, I've avoided talking about Rumble, but because I looked into a little bit about Rumble. And one of the big things is with Rumble, while you might get a more consistent amount of money, and you might get a bigger split of that money, the problem is with Rumble, in my context, is that you give up the rights to your content, and you give up the rights to post whatever it is that you want. They are allowed to repost and reuse a bunch of the same content on other platforms like YouTube and then hand you the money. While I appreciate and like that, for my style of content, no. I personally want full control over everything, including thumbnail, editing style, everything. I don't want them taking my stuff, because it's my stuff. I put a lot of work into this. But at the same time, again, with very little job security, with them offering job security, it's a very tempting deal. But, yeah. I think I've talked on and waffled on about this in far too much. But I think for a little bit more context, we'll look at XQC's side. I said we're going to look at 4 clips. I'm going to cut it down to 3 because we're already way over the time that I wanted to do this.
Acquisitions first, put the cart before the horse. Acquisitions first. Restaurant, minimum food quality or options. Pluto. Okay, Pluto. Then why the fuck did you take a job at the cart company then, if you're so worried about the horse?
For a little bit of context here as well, because I didn't give it beforehand, that was a Twitch employee or Twitch mod, one of the two, someone who works for Twitch, hence why the cart before the horse comment. Now, again, XQC makes a good point. If you are so worried about, say, the horse in this context, why put the cart before it in the first place? Because that's what a lot of they did. Again, job security. The money doesn't necessarily matter in this context. XQC could have probably said no and have been completely fine. Kick would have probably gone and found some other streamer and stuff to make it in that context as well. But he still took the deal because he's a good business person. Again, unsure of his age. I don't care about his age. I don't fucking give a shit. He could be like 35 in that picture or whatever. I don't give a shit. The fact is that he got some job security, which in this industry, in the entertainment business, in fucking any business, by the way, right now, is important. You want to know that your job means something and that it's in demand for people to have. So a little bit of job security goes a long fucking way. And again, with things like a 95-5 split, yeah, you're going to take some tankiness in certain areas, but at the same time, it's again a non-exclusivity deal. Meaning that you don't have to exclusively go onto that platform in order to do stuff. He could probably multi-stream from Kick and Twitch. That's even possible. But yeah, let's continue and see what he says here.
Because when you were on board Twitch, it wasn't the worst, was it? It wasn't a fully fledged product, was it? It was still a work in progress, was it not? Why do these things have to be perfect for it to be worth anything these days? Why does it have to be in their perspective? Things were good enough, right? And what not? And like what do you want from me? You want me to fix a product overnight and fix it up? You want me to? What am I supposed to do? You cannot have an instant perfect product. It will have some kinks. It's part of.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the clip does cut off there, but he is right. You can't have an instant perfect product. For example, the iPhone. It wasn't the bomb hit that it was today. It had some kinks, it had some problems, but they worked it out. Same thing with the iPhone, the iPod. Heck, even the iPod Nano. People were upset about this product. Not just regular people. Some people were like, that's too thin. That's too bad. The business people were the worst in that context because they said they upstaged them. Bitch, if you think that you are upstaged by something that is that tiny, you might need a little bit of some sort of check. But again, XQC is not wrong here. He really isn't. He took a deal that seemed viable to him. A deal that, again, makes his life easier. And again, that's what I'm arguing in this context. It's not about the money. I'm fairly certain they could have offered him as low as maybe even $100,000, maybe even $1 million for the non-exclusivity deal for like a year or something like that. In that context, I would still take the money. Because again, it's not about the money in that context. It's about the job security and to be able to improve the thing that you love. XQC could easily get by and make maybe that amount of money if he worked his ass off the entire time and streamed every day, 12 hours a day, continuously. He could probably do that, given enough time. But, again, much like how when Ninja left for Mixer, it's the same thing, just repeating itself. And those same people that are coming out of the woodwork and saying, oh, this is a bad deal, oh, this will die in a while, oh, this is this and this is that, they don't understand that as for right now, in the now moment, it's perfect. You get the money, you spend that money however you see fit. They probably agreed if there was like some sort of crash that there would be a payout. That probably, again, he'd get an installment, so it's assured money over time. He's also probably going to be able to stream, again, non-exclusivity on Twitch, on that, meaning that he can go back to Twitch if he really feels that it's not working. Again, he still gets some of the money from, say, the Kick sponsorship or the Kick stuff. He promotes it. Kick gets a kickback from it, obviously. And again, it's a win-win-win all around, except for Twitch, because Twitch is like upset with that, because they're not getting a cut of that money. And every other person in this context that is defending doesn't understand the job security that comes with this. It's the same reason why Ninja took the deal with Mixer. It's the exact same fucking reasons. Job security and a payment and a plan that for the foreseeable future is beneficial to the streamer. If you don't care for this, and if you really don't care about anything involving this contract, you would probably shut the fuck up about it. And you probably should. Because it doesn't affect you in the same way. It affects Twitch. It doesn't affect your pocket. Why the fuck does Pokimane care? Why the fuck should Pokimane care about this? Why the fuck should anyone care about this? I don't know. It's a stupid situation, and quite frankly, XQC wins in regards of anything else. He just wins, straight up. In any case, I think that'll do it for this video. I know I've been playing a lot of BattleBit gameplay and stuff in the background, but it's a good game. Go and buy it. I put out a review on this earlier this time, and again, with my upload schedule, there's probably more information and things that have already been out there. Just note that I'm recording this earlier this week on like a Sunday, so don't worry too much about it. In any case, my name is GamePenguin21. And a peace.